All right, hey guys, how you doing? It's Mr. Dimitri. Just wanted to take a few minutes and go through our upcoming week here on Schoology. The week of what is going to be May 11th is the Monday through May 18th, May 17th, which is next Sunday. I hope you guys are all doing good and had a good week. I've yet to have a chance to look through the DBQs you were submitting, or you are submitting, hopefully by this evening. It's Sunday evening right now for this past week, but looking forward to checking those out. So far, a lot of the work you guys been handing in has been very good, right? And I think we're in a good spot getting prepared for that exam, which is coming up real quickly. In fact, it's 11 days from today as I sit here and record this now. It'll be a week from this coming Thursday, and that'll be behind you. It'll be in the past. You can't really worry about it for a couple of months, so you get your scores at that point, and we will just go back to a very basic weekly, maybe one activity per week for you guys to submit to me for the remaining 4 weeks of the school year left after that, and learn about some of the stuff we didn't get a chance to in class. So hope you guys are all doing good. Hopefully you're all staying healthy and safe, and like me, I'm sure you're all ready for this to kind of end, or at least begins to shift back to a little bit more normalcy, because we could all use it, I think, and seeing family and friends. Also today, if you're watching this video Sunday night when I'm going to text it out here to you guys, make sure you wish your mothers a happy Mother's Day if you have not. Today is Mother's Day. Very important. All right. Okay, so let's get into it here. I'll open up the Schoology page for this week, so we'll go to AP World. What you'll see here is that when I scroll down through all our folders and find the week of 5/11 to 5/17, it's still, it's shaded out here because it's not going to be published till 10 o'clock this evening for you, but I can get into it because I created it. So let's pop it open and see what's in here. Actually, no, let's stop. Let's go back up. I texted this out last week, I think on Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday. I created a folder called Practice DBQs, and in here is 9 different DBQs samples that you guys could use to practice on your own. Okay, so you're actually going to use one of them this week, but you could, any of these you want to do just to kind of familiarize yourself more with it, to practice writing it, even to just look at the documents, ideas of what documents might be like. Great opportunity. Most of them I put both a Word document like this one here on labor systems in the Americas and a PDF. Some of them, like this Practice Mongols one down here, I only had the PDF version of it, so I don't have a Word, but most of them are Word and PDFs. There's 9 of them in there. That's definitely worth taking a look at. In fact, you're going to be going through at least one of them this week as we get into the folder here. So let's go back down the week of 5/11 to 5/17 here. Quickly kind of go over the overview for the week. We're going to continue again, of course, working to practice the full DBQ in preparation for the exam. You're going to actually be writing 2 full DBQs this week, one that you're going to choose from that folder I just showed you there, and one that will be required. Is actually a College Board released one. They just put it out about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. So we'll be taking a look at that. Now, really important, I'll mention this several times the next week or so, but on Tuesday, May 19th, which is a week from Tuesday, you guys should be getting the email from the College Board that has your exam ID in it. Okay, and that's going to be extremely important. From what we've been told, that email will also have a link that you're going to need to use to get to the exam itself on May 21st. And what the College Board is recommending, what I'm recommending, and I'm going to tell you a bunch of times, you're going to hear it from me and Steve Heimler and other people, is that on May 21st, you want to make sure you have that email, or at least you can access it from your College Board account. You don't want to wait till 1:45, okay, 1:45. You want to get in there by 1:30. Because there are some security questions you have to go through, and it's going to take a little bit of time for you to do that. You want to be ready to go right at 2 o'clock. Now, tomorrow, May 11th, is actually the first exams, like AP Human Geography is tomorrow, and there's a few other ones. So AP exams go beginning tomorrow all the way through the day after ours on May 22nd. And, if there's any kinks that come up, I'll hear about it from other teachers, and they'll be posted by the College Board. So a lot of those sort of issues might get worked out this coming week here if there are any problems for students getting in and things like that. So anyhow, want to make sure that you guys realize that and are prepared to get that. So anyhow, back to the DBQs. Every time you're writing them this week and even next week or over the weekend when I have you do them and practicing on your own, make sure you're timing yourself. You want to be trying to do about 10 or so minutes, give or take, to read the documents, begin to formulate your ideas of what you're going to write, and then about 35 minutes to write it. Now, of course, you can take longer in that planning phase if you need to, but it's important you practice finishing your DBQs, a full thing, in 45 minutes. Okay. Second thing about this week, also really important that you're making sure that you've tried out the AP demo. I asked you guys to do that this past week, meaning where you go to the link, which I have here. You can access a demo clicking here, basically to make sure that whatever format you're going to use to upload your response to the DBQ, you can access that and it'll work for you. Okay, I also suggest you reread the exam day checklist for students that I provided last week. the exam testing guide. You're going to be watching a Heimler video this week on Monday, actually tomorrow, that kind of walks you through this whole exam testing guide. He answers most of the questions you guys would probably have, clarifies a lot of things. I'm not going to produce my own video repeating the exact same stuff that he does because it's already there. He does a great job of it. But if you have any questions about any information in that exam testing guide or what he says in his Getting Prepped for the Exam video, make sure you contact me immediately so I can address them or find an answer for you. Also, I'm not assigning any individual skills practice this week. You're not going to practice, doing document analysis or anything like that, but I highly recommend you practice some DBQ work on your own. Okay, again, I showed you where you can get all those 9 DBQs I put in here. You can also access the old AP World History exam ones by clicking this link, following the directions here. And then lastly, we are on to our final week. You're going to focus on your review content of Unit 6, the consequences of industrialization. Again, I have certain key concepts you should be focusing on each day. I am not having you do a Heimler overview video this week with notes like we've done Units 1 through 5. But I do want you to watch. He's got a video about each of the main key concepts. Key concept 6.1 all the way through 6.8. He's got about anywhere from a 4 to 8 minute video on each one. I would like you to watch all those. That is a great source of information for content. Okay, so I suggest you follow this schedule here. All right. So you're going to have 3 assignments you have to submit to me this week. As always, they're the things in red down here. You see there's nothing that's due until 8 a.m. on Thursday. And we'll kind of quickly go through this here. Okay, so tomorrow on Monday, you're going to watch the exam or the Getting Prepped for Exam Day video by Heimler. You can access it by clicking here. There's also a link in the main folder for this week. Take any notes on questions you have. Make sure you get them to me so I can get them answered for you. There's no assignment with it, but you want to pay close attention. Then you want to review Unit 6 content, key concepts 6.1 to 6.3. Again, I recommend the Heimler history videos. The link to the entire playlist is, well, it's up here, but it's also in the main folder for this week. So again, you're going to focus on key concepts 6.1 to 6.3. Tuesday, you're going to watch 2 more Heimler history videos. One, which I've already sent these out, is how many paragraphs do I need? Okay, and again, remember, it's a very simple essay. You want to simply write an essay that has an introduction paragraph that gives you contextualization, describes what broader historical events have preceded the topic that are going to help shape it. That's going to lead you into framing what your thesis or your argument is. That's the first paragraph. Paragraph number 1 or paragraph number 2 here is going to be your first main argument. What is the main argument you're making? And you're going to describe how each of the documents you're using for that group support it. Paragraph number 3 is going to be your second main argument. Boom, bam, done. If you have time, you can write a 4th paragraph. Okay? So watch the how many paragraphs and how to argue with documents videos on Tuesday. They're each just a couple minutes long. You can access the one here and the other one here, or again, they're in the folder. Then you're going to choose one DBQ. You're going to pick one from that black folder I showed you called Practice DBQs. There's 9 to choose from. On Tuesday, I'd like you to spend about 10 minutes reading the documents. Okay, kind of getting familiar with them. And then continue to research, review Unit 6 content, focus on 6.4, 6.5, and 6.6 key concepts. Wednesday, you're going to watch the Heimler history video on how to source documents, how to properly source them to get optional or possible 2 points for sourcing 2 documents and explaining how the source or the point of view, the historical audience, or I'm sorry, the historical context, the intended audience, or the purpose, the HIPP, helps further explain your argument. You're going to watch that video. It's about 5 minutes as well. Then you were going to write the full DBQ for the option you chose. Yesterday on Tuesday, you would have chose one of the 9 DBQs. You're going to write it on Wednesday. And you're going to upload that one and post it to Schoology by 8 a.m. on Thursday. Then you're going to finish up Wednesday with your reviewing of key concepts 6.7 and 6.8. Thursday, we're going to review units 1 through 6 by looking at reference sheets. Okay? There's a purple folder I'm going to show you here in just a moment. But basically what it is, they are a couple of pages long, each one, and they are all the main ideas of each unit, the key concepts, in a very simple, easy-to-follow format. Okay, they're a good, really good, concise review of all the major concepts. I would use those as the main source of your review for the next 7 days. You only have 7 days from this day here on Thursday till exam day. So content review needs to be simple. I would focus on these. They'd be a great tool to have on the day of the exam for reference too. Printing them will be an option, but it's kind of a lot of paper and it's, not required. You could simply save them, they're PDFs, and have them open and ready for reference if you need them on exam day. So your only thing to do Thursday is to begin looking those over and review them. Friday, this is the most important thing of the week. You're going to write the full DBQ that the College Board put out. Now, they released this a couple weeks ago, And it is going to be the closest you'll probably see to what the actual exam prompt and documents might look like, because the College Board created this DBQ in preparation for the year 2020 exam, this modified 5-document exam. So, what we're going to see is this is going to be the most similar to what you'll probably see on May 21st. So you definitely want to make sure you take your time with this one. And what you're going to do on this one is, just like you did for the Reactions to Industrialization DBQ, you're going to break it up and submit it as a quote-unquote quiz. You'll divide out the context, the thesis, and the 2 paragraphs and post them in Schoology that way. And then lastly, you're going to review a DBQ writing guide for beginners document. It's a pretty brief document, compiles a bunch of resources on tips for writing the DBQ. I want you to post in the discussion 2 questions you still need clarified about the DBQ. It could be as basic as, what's the exact format I should follow? Or it could be something like, does each document need to be sourced? Or how many documents should I be sourcing? What do you still need to know about the exam? That's what I want you to ask, so I can start answering those questions. And that's got to be done by midnight next Sunday, both the DBQ that you post on Schoology quiz, as well as that by next Sunday night. So let's go back into the main folder for the week and take a look at what's in here. So that was the overview. Here's the links to all the Heimler videos, getting prepped for the exam for Monday, how many paragraphs and how to argue with documents for Tuesday, and how to source documents for Wednesday. Your practice DBQ essay, this is the one where you'll choose one of the 9, whichever one you want. I also posted them in here, the PDFs of them. Okay. You're going to write up the full DBQ. There's directions here, and you will simply post it as an assignment. You'll have a submit assignment option over here. You're going to copy and paste, or you're going to attach the file or the picture of whatever you worked on there. I would recommend you do this whatever form you plan to use on exam day. If you plan to type the essay in Word, do that for this one. If you plan to handwrite it and then upload a picture of it, do it for this one to practice. Okay? Just like you're going to do on the actual exam, you need to make sure you put your initials and your exam ID number at the top of each page. Now, for this one, just use your student ID number. Whatever your school ID number is what you want to use. But on exam day, it's extremely important you guys have your exam ID number, which is unique to you, and your initials. So, for example, Tyler Murray. I'm going to call you out, I guess. First name that can't pop in my head. You would simply put at the top of each page of the DBQ whatever your 6-digit or 8-digit number is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then TM next to it, your initials. Okay? I would have this prepared before the exam starts at 2 o'clock. If I'm going to use a Word document, I would create one that has a header that has that on every single page, so it's automatically there when you upload it, okay? So again, these DBQs submitted by 8 a.m. on Thursday. Go back into the main folder for the week. You'll see here, these are the reference sheets I was referring to on Thursday. You're going to look these over, and in this folder, you're going to see Unit 1 has 2 parts. All the other ones are a single part. Basically what it is, here's a Unit 2. I call them a cheat sheet or a reference sheet. It is a couple of pages, and it looks like this one, okay? Stuff about the Silk Road, stuff about Indian Ocean, stuff about Trans-Saharan trade. Remember, Unit 2 is all about trade. Stuff about the Mongols are in there. Cultural effects of trade, environmental effects of trade, stuff about the spread of disease. Okay, this is a great tool to reference all the main ideas of the of each unit, okay? So you're going to look those over on Thursday, and I recommend you continue to review those as your main source of content for the next week leading up to this. You're going to have your final part here is going to be your DBQ. Final 2 things here are going to be the 2 DBQs. I'm going to actually stop this video here and go through these in a second video. I know this is kind of long-winded, but I want to make sure I don't rush through them, and I'm going to run out of time on my free program I use. It only allows me for 15 minutes. So I'll take you through the last 2 things, the College Board DBQ and what you need to do with that one, as well as the DBQ Writing Guide for Beginners in a video that I will be posting momentarily.